Good morning from the beautiful Greek island of Argostoli. This is where our day begins, and this is where we're going to have a delightful excursion for you to share with us in a little bit. So this is kind of cool, watching the Lyrica just turn on the spot. We're talking about a 500,000 ton ship that's just rotating in its spot. Just the way the lagoon is developed here, it's almost like straight line backing in a way. And all the ships here have to be tendered in order for you to be able to get to the mainland. The first stop on our trip today was the Agios Andreas Monastery, located just outside the city. Here, there are three main buildings. The first is a building that appears to have been damaged by a 1953 earthquake, which is the old monastery building. It houses a lot of different artifacts. Let's go take a look. On the ground, memorials to old and fallen members of the monastery. I got an opportunity to climb and take a look at one of the bells on the old monastery building. From up here you can see a little bit of the groves, the museum. It's actually quite lovely from here. If you turn to your left a little bit more, this is the newer monastery building where the nuns make sure to take care of everything from here. This Greek Orthodox location houses some of the most beautiful images I've seen in any one of the many churches and cathedrals I've been through in Europe. From the shrines and the foyers to some of the ancient pieces that were saved from damage during the earthquake in 1953. These beautiful pieces of art had managed to stand the test of time. While a little bit worn, you can still see the remnants of all the beauty that they had at one point. Just outside and up the hill, you can see the castle or fortress of St. George, which looks down upon the monastery and was used to house the population during times when the pirates would invade the area. Next, we arrive at the church museum, housing some of the most beautiful pieces in the actual monastery's collection. Some are timeless, and others very intricate. There are those that are inspiring, and those that provoke thought. From the martyrs of the Christian faith to stories about redemption, this location has it all. The craftsmanship on some of these pieces are just extraordinary, and some are meant to be viewed as a collection rather than just an individual piece. On display, also manuscripts from the times as well. I was actually surprised that a lot of the colors hadn't faded as much as I thought they would have. Here is the remnants of the facade from the old monastery location, and a beautiful illuminated, almost what looks like an icon done up on wood with gold lame. Pictures of the Virgin Mary and Jesus. To Jesus as King, the artwork goes on and on. Included are also some wooden items as well from the 15th century and beyond. Again, the craftsmanship of most of these stands the test of time. I just love the imagery and the complexity of many of these pieces. I especially like how this harkens back to my days in the SCA, where I was able to see a lot of these things being constructed in a way that I understand how they were developed and what lengths were taken in order to develop such beautiful iconry. Just stunning colors without having to have them refurbished. This is just incredible. I really like this set of priestly vestments. It's just gorgeous. This beautiful picture of Jesus rising with the angels greeting them is just extraordinary. I don't know how one decides which they like better of all these pieces that are available, because all have different messages and all are done with different levels of intent. This was just too spectacular to pass up. It's extraordinary. All of the designs of the priestly robes and the vestments. While the monastery was beautiful, the next step on our journey was to take a look at the Melissani Cave entrance that actually leads into a lagoon. It's breathtaking, I'll show you. On the way through the queue, we get to see a couple of Greek gods wishing us a pleasant journey. The line took us from the surface 50 feet underground into this amazing lagoon.
Here, 15 degrees year water. The water is mixed, bracket water. Water κάμε Argostoli, βέβαια, από καταπόκριση. Underground, τότε θέλει. Τότε τι είναι βλάκας. You, photography, together,
Just a quick pause for a picture of both Kevin and myself.
Is the roof of Dow, it take 3 meters. 3 meters.
Once we left the cave, we had an opportunity to review the shoreline of the Ithaca and Argostoli islands, both of which are just like crystal blue waters that are just gorgeous. Finally, a quick bite to eat once we got back to the boat. I had a salad with some various cheeses, some Greek meats, some rice and some couscous, and then some strawberries jubilee for dessert. And finally, a deep, rich sunset to end the day. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate you taking the time to be with us on this journey.